Hello friends! I have missed you. I generally feel like if a week goes by and I don't talk to you guys, it's like there's a friend that I haven't caught up with in a while, and I don't like that. I don't like that. I've missed you. Last week was my birthday, so I did not post anything, but I did film a little bit here and there for my birthday. It was just incredible. I had so much fun. Every year on my birthday, I always go above and beyond, and I like have a whole theme. I love making people dress up. That's what I usually do on my birthday because I feel like I have all these fancy dresses and heels that I want to wear, but that I don't always have the occasion to wear. So I make everyone do it with me on my birthday because why the hell not? And I feel like everyone's like, oh, I hate my birthday. I don't want to celebrate my birthday or whatever. Me, I'm like, I want to be main character for a day. I wish it was longer than a day. I make my family and boyfriend celebrate me for a whole month for my birthday. Because I'm like, why the hell not? I want to feel good about myself, and it's okay to feel like you're celebrated and like you're the main character for at least a little bit. So no, I'm not on the I don't like my birthday train. Because I feel like growing up, that was like, you had to say it, you know? You can't just say you love your birthday. But anyway, I digress. That's not the point of this whole video. I do want to say this video is going to be about burnout in general. And I will preface this all by saying I'm not an expert. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. I am none of the above. In fact, I'm a mechanical engineer. Have nothing to do with all of that stuff. But I have been recently, if you've watched my previous videos, you know, going through a severe burnout. Currently, I feel like I'm on the other side of things, so I feel very ready to talk about it, first of all, the signs that lead up to a burnout, and then the burnout itself, and then finally getting out of that burnout and reclaiming your energy is what I'm gonna call it, because burnout is a drain. I'm gonna just call it a drain for your energy, for your mental health, for all of the above. So without further ado, I'm just gonna talk about the signs a little bit. And the funny thing is, you are gonna be able to track the signs through my previous YouTube videos, which is crazy to me. I'm so glad I documented it because I wouldn't have been able to caught it if it wasn't for it. So the signs that led to my burnout. Well, first of all, it's having this burst of energy, or like having a huge store of energy that you're using up really fast. The signs are, well, decluttering. I was decluttering like crazy. You can see in my old videos, I'm like cleaning up the house, I'm reorganizing, I'm doing all these crazy things in this really short amount of time. Don't get me wrong, all of these things are things that you have to do as an adult, but the way you do them and how crazy you get with doing them, that could be a sign of burnout that I would be looking out for if I was you. And then especially in my first couple of videos, you can see where I'm like, oh, like 3 days, they're gonna be horrible. I'm like just gonna get all of my tasks done and it's gonna suck, but then maybe I'll feel better later. It'll be like for a cause. But that's literally, I can see it where the turning point of where I started turning into burnout. Because the second sign of burnout that I'm gonna give you is working harder and lack of time for personal needs. You kind of convince yourself that there is no time to do the things that you love, to literally relax, to procrastinate. Do you know how important procrastination is for your mental health? So you convince yourself that you have no time for procrastination. You actually devilize procrastination. And I spent days not doing anything that I loved and only pouring myself into my work or into my YouTube, which I love YouTube. I never want to do this again. And my job, working harder and lack of time for yourself. And those are just precursors for burnout. Like if you're doing this right now, stop. You're not, unless you're a doctor and you're saving lives, which please don't stop. Or if you have someone to help, then yes, stop and ask someone else to step in. But the second you start to realize that you're decluttering everything and everything that you're doing is just you're working harder and there's less and less time for yourself, then you're on your way there, my friend. The third thing that you're gonna notice, so these are actually more than, so when I'm saying the first thing, this is actually a couple of things that I've bundled into one. In fact, this is not all coming from my own brain. I did not just wake up one day and notice all of that. I actually saw a post that had all of them listed out, and I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy. I have to talk about this, and I have to talk about how I overcame it. And the picture is actually right here. You can take a screenshot of it, you can look through it, and I just bundled up a couple of things in there, and I'm talking about this just because I went through it and I filmed it, and I kind of just wanted to highlight a few things. So the third thing that you're gonna realize is behavioral changes and loss of touch with your inner self, and then emptiness and anxiety. Oh my god, these things are terrifying to me because I'm someone who struggles with depression and anxiety. So watching these things happen to me, I'm just like, oh, it's just like a depression flare-up or an anxiety flare-up, which should, like, it doesn't just happen without anything triggering it. And in this case, it was actually burnout. It was really, really bad burnout. My behavioral changes, you can see them in my previous videos. I'm just like, yeah, like, I'm just gonna talk about burnout and whatever. And like, I usually love filming, I love talking, and I feel like I have a lot more energy when I do it. I feel like I have a lot more energy doing it now. You can literally see it with your own eyes, the behavioral change for me, where I'm just so deflated. And I don't know if I talked about this. I probably did, because in my office makeover video, I purchased a journal. And the reason why I did that is because I felt like I had no connection with my inner self, with my inner thoughts. And that also happens when you're in a relationship and you feel like it's an us more than it's a me. And all of these things, like, together with the burnout, I was having severe lack of connection with my inner self. I felt so empty inside. I was anxious all the time. I was depressed, but it was really mostly just emptiness. I didn't know how to get myself out of that situation because I was empty. I was in therapy, and the main thing I told her was, I have no thoughts. And that terrifies me. I wish I had negative thoughts because then I'd be feeling something. But I was feeling empty and I had no ideas, no thoughts in my head, nothing. And usually the thoughts are what gets you out of that situation because you're like, oh, I had this thought. It's like a good idea. Maybe I'll try doing that and I'll get myself out of it. And therapy really was, I'll leave that for later, but therapy. The last bucket I want to talk to is lack of interest and really physical exhaustion. I'm remembering it off the top of my head because I'm just remembering what happened to me, but they're all in the picture that I showed you earlier. You should totally look at that if you're watching this video. I was just so tired. I would walk down the hall and walk to the elevator and I was out of breath. It was scary. I was like, I'm in good shape. I work out a lot. Why am I so tired? I would not go to the gym anymore. If you know me and if you watch my videos, I work out a lot. I love working out. When you're at that point, you can't really help yourself. You can't really be like, oh, okay, this is what I need to do to start feeling better. So you need someone to tell you what to do. You need someone to do things for you because you don't even have the energy to do what you need to do. This is where I'm walking into the second part of the video, which is really what I did to make myself feel better. And it wasn't really one thing, and it wasn't really all at once. It was a process. It was me doing little things here and there that would give me a little bit of energy. I would get tiny bursts of energy, and at the beginning, I was literally burning that energy out because I was pouring it back into work. But then I would notice this little energy coming back to me because of little things that I was doing. And I was saving it and I was getting my energy back, and I was just building up that energy more and more until I had the energy to do something that helped and built energy and stored energy instead of drained it, like work and burnout and all those stupid things that I was doing that I wish I noticed while I was doing it. So hopefully, I really, really hope this video is that for you. I know that if you're going through burnout and you're watching this, I hope this is me holding your hand and walking you out of it. And I think the first little thing that you need to do, therapy takes energy to get into if you haven't been in therapy before. So I'm not gonna say that's the first thing that I would want you to do, but the first thing that I would want you to do is to get a journal and just write down everything on your mind. And at first you're gonna feel like you have no thoughts in your brain and I have nothing to write down. And that's okay. Even just saying that helps a lot. But then you're gonna start to notice the things that are draining your energy, and you're gonna write them down, hey, work has been draining me. write it down. Then this specific thing has been literally draining me. And the thing about burnout, it's not always like physical tiredness, it's mental tiredness that you can't really see with the naked eye. And that just makes it 10 times worse because it's harder to catch when it's happening. And honestly, that's the first thing that started getting me out of it. Like the office makeover video, I got a journal that I love, and every morning I wake up like 30 minutes earlier. I sit down, and with my coffee, like I get this burst of energy with my coffee and joy that I pour into journaling. Which, now that I think about it, I am getting a burst of energy from coffee, which is usually temporary, but I'm like reusing it and utilizing it into my journaling. Second thing is I set up a recurring meeting on my calendar with myself, an hour every single day. I think it's at around 11 a.m. or 10 a.m. because I have morning meetings, so just find the time. And I called it day planning. Oh my God, guys, literally, so the morning, my journal is for my emotional thoughts and all that, and then I dump them all in there. And then that day planning meeting, I have this other notebook where I write all of my to-do lists and the things that I need to get done on that day, and I prioritize them because you can't get through every single thing. I prioritize them and I choose the things that I want to be able to do. And then having it all on a piece of paper, dumping it from my brain to that piece of paper feels phenomenal because it's like so tiring to keep it all in your head, but to take it out of your head and put it on a piece of paper is so relieving. And for a whole hour, I'm in a call with myself. No one bothers me. Even if they send me messages, I don't respond because I'm in a call. I lay out my whole day. I don't feel anxious the whole day because I feel like there's something I should be doing that I'm not doing. And I even have a whole page on a personal to-do list, like the laundry, the dishes, making the bed, and having them all there on a piece of paper. I don't go out and do all of it and then feel like I haven't done anything with my day, and then I'm exhausted and I don't know why I'm exhausted and I think I have to do it. No, it's there. I prioritize the things that I absolutely have to do that day, and then I cross them out when I do them, which makes me feel like I actually did something, and it stops me from overdoing it, but also gives me that feeling of satisfaction. And the third thing, the most important thing, but that you might not be able to get to early on during your burnout recovery process, is therapy. I know it can be daunting to go in and like find a therapist and start therapy and like tell them everything about you and all that jazz. If you're already in therapy, then that should be point number one. But if you're not yet, trust me, therapy does things to you for you that other things simply cannot. It's the same as journaling if your journal could talk back. Please let this be me dragging you into it, holding your hand and making you do it. And if you don't like it, you can stop. That's the whole thing about it. Find a therapist, find something in your budget. There is always something within your budget, and just do it. That's literally what it is. And talking about just do it, the fourth point is physical exercise. Physical exercise. So all of these things that I'm saying now, they masquerade themselves as energy drainers, when in reality, they're energy givers. So like journaling, you're like, oh, I don't have the energy for it, I don't have the time for it, and then it masks itself as that just because it doesn't seem so fun and because you might not be doing it all the time, but it's actually an energy giver. You give it that much energy, it gives you that much energy, I swear to God. Same with task planning or day planning. Same with therapy. It literally masks itself as like, oh no, I don't have time for it, I don't have the energy for it. And same as physical exercise. You might feel like you need more energy to invest in physical exercise than the other things, but it gives you a billion times more energy in return. That's why I really want to talk about my exercise routine, my workout routine in another video later, now that summer is coming along and everyone's like summer. But it's really not just about that. It's about feeling comfortable at the gym, and I'll teach you how to do that, or I'll tell you what helped for me. And then just having your own zone, working out your body, like just working your muscles, even if it's walking outside, it gives you so much energy back. Being an overachiever is so romanticized in our society these days. Like, oh, do it all. Like, and YouTube makes you watch these videos of someone organizing the house and getting all this work done and doing all these things. And what the fuck, I was doing that too. And I'm so sorry about that. But my first couple of videos, when I came back now, Oh my god, so toxic. So toxic. Part of me wants to take them down, but part of me is like, I hope you watch these videos and then you watch that one and you're like, oh my god, I don't want to do that because it's so not realistic. This is not what life is supposed to be. Life is supposed to be gentle consistency instead of crazy overachieving energy drain. And I want that to be my next videos. I want that to be my whole social media personality moving along. I want it to be gentle consistency and just a beautiful, healthy life that is realistic, but that is also so intentional. I don't want to do things randomly. I genuinely, moving forward, want to do everything just with major purpose and intention. I feel like I talked a lot and I don't want all that information to be just in this video. This will just be the first of many. If you've watched this far, I love you. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like that type of video, just leave a comment. I love comments. Let me know if that resonated with you at all. It really did with me. I really enjoyed filming this video compared to some other videos that I've filmed. I love you all so much and thank you for watching. Bye.